welcome to Medical Dialogues Journal Club, your daily dose of health and medical news. I'm Mr. Zaman and today I'm going to talk about the link between social isolation and brain volume. Social isolation is linked to lower brain volume in areas related to cognition and a higher risk of dementia, according to research published in the June 8, 2022 online issue of Neurology, the medical journal of the American Academy of Neurology. The study found that social isolation was linked to a 26% increased risk of dementia, separately from risk factors like depression and loneliness. The study looked at 4,62,619 people across the United Kingdom with an average age of 57 at the beginning of the study, who were followed for nearly 12 years before the pandemic. Of those, 41,886 or 9% of people reported being socially isolated and 29,036 or 6% of people felt lonely. During the study, 4,998 developed dementia. Researchers collected survey data from participants along with a variety of physical and biological measurements, including MRI data. Participants also took thinking and memory tests to assess their cognitive function. For social isolation, people were asked 3 questions about social contact: whether they lived with others, whether they had visits with friends or family at least once a month, and whether they participated in social activities such as clubs, meetings, or volunteer work at least once a week. People were considered socially isolated if they answered no to at least 2 questions. Of the 41,886 people with social isolation, 649 people developed dementia, or 1.55%, compared to 4,349 people of the 4,20,733 people who were not socially isolated, or 1.03%. After adjusting for factors including age, sex, socioeconomic status, alcohol intake and smoking, and other conditions like depression and loneliness, researchers found that socially isolated individuals had lower volume in the brain's grey matter in various regions involved with learning and thinking. Researchers found that people who were socially isolated were 26% more likely to develop dementia than those with no social isolation. Researchers also looked at loneliness, but after adjusting, saw no strong correlation with developing dementia. People who reported higher levels of social isolation were more likely to have lower grey matter volume in areas of the brain associated with learning and thinking. Overall, the results showed that lower grey matter volumes were associated with higher social isolation. A limitation of the study was that participants reported fewer health conditions and were less likely to live alone than the general population, so the results may not apply to the general population. That's all for today. Stay tuned to Medical Dialogues for latest updates.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.